want to understand the subject about salvation without Saviour, we have first of all to have a little understanding about salvation and who is the Saviour. What is salvation? Different religions have different concepts of salvation. That is why in a more general, at a very general level, at its moral and ethical principles, most religions, in fact, all religions have certain common basis, certain fundamental moral and ethical principles. But as with regards to the question of salvation, there are different approaches. Now, from the Buddhist concept, from the Buddhist understanding of salvation, we use the ultimate, we use the term. You know what is the ultimate goal in Buddhism? What is it? Nibbana, or Nirvana. Sanskrit is Nirvana and Pali Nibbana. What is Nirvana? Is it a place for us to go? Nice heaven there, where there are beautiful white horses and the roads are filled with golds and diamonds and rubies and sapphires, and beautiful flowers, trees, a lot plentiful of food. Is that what you imagine? This is one concept of salvation to take up, so that you will be, when you die, you will be born in this kind of place. Can you imagine, can you stretch your imagination a little bit, where everything is so beautiful, where the roads are made of gold, diamond, sapphires? You like to live in such a place? And if it is true that the whole place is filled with gold and diamonds, then the tar here will be very precious, you know. Because they won't have tar there. They won't have charcoal. And so all those things will be really precious. Whatever it is, the Buddhists too have got. We acknowledge the existence of different celestial realms, heavenly realms. But that is not an end. We can get there by the practice of generosity, by the practice of sila, or leading a good life, moral restraint. We can be born in those realms of existence. They are happier realms of existence in the sense that those beings who are born in that heavenly celestial realms, they appear there without having to go through the normal procedure of human birth. And they can, upon that, they just appear in those realms of existence. And without having to grow up, go to school, study for examination, go to university and mark and slog, and so those kinds of routines are not there, and they appear usually in the adult form, and very beautiful, and they don't have to change their clothes. It is said that the only time when the clothes get worn out, that's when they are about to pass away. They live for a very long time, those devas, in the higher realms. They know when they are going to pass away, when they start to perspire. Otherwise they never perspire. Everything is so fragrant, everything is so beautiful there. But when they are about to pass away, it is said that they begin to perspire, and their attire begins to fade, their color begins to fade. And then they take birth in another plane of existence. And can you also imagine when you have the opportunity to live in such beautiful, such happy realm of existence, and the thought of falling away from such an existence, how would it sound to you? How would it appear to you? If you are able to live in a place where you can get anything what you want, what you wish for, and then somebody tells you one day you have to leave that place, how do you feel? Very sad. The pangs of suffering is very great. And that is where, in the Deva realms, they too are not free from suffering, from unsatisfactoriness. Although they are able to enjoy and to live for long periods of time, but one day they also have to die and to take rebirth. So the concept of salvation in heaven, the Buddhist understanding of a heaven, of a celestial realm, is not a permanent place. And some other religions and other groups have the concept of salvation, concept of paradise on earth. Here in this earth, they say that if you have faith, if you have confidence in the religious teacher, then when you die, you will have the opportunity to live forever. And this world will be like a paradise, permanent place. No? This is what people have in mind, they think. And this is how they want to create, they want to make this world into a paradise, that concept. And of course not everybody will have the opportunity to live forever on this kind of paradise, because they limit it to a few 100,000 people. And maybe they have a number, last time when I was visiting Tasmania, and I met such people, and they come to tell me about this paradise, but I was not very keen about that paradise, because we all know the nature of this world. If we can look around, we can see how everything is subject to change. And now scientists are discovering a little bit more about the nature of the earth crust, and what is inside it, and how it is expanding, contracting, which is what the Buddha says, the nature of the world. And so some other concepts of heaven, they say when you die, oh, you can be born, you can be salvaged and saved, and you can enjoy all kinds of things. And they have different apartments in heaven, different stories. 7 stories, I think. And the better ones are in those highest ones. And they have a lot harems there. You know harems? So the man, actually that kind of, this concept of heaven for those kind of people, more for the men only, no? And so that is why even the religions also don't take very much attention for the woman. So paradise meant for the men to enjoy out there. So study carefully where you want to go. And there are these kinds of paradise, this kind of concepts. And this is what the concept of salvation is about in different places. There is another religion which offers another concept, that the concept of salvation is eventually when one dies, the soul unites with a universal soul. But in Buddhism, that when we talk about salvation, we talk about how we can overcome suffering once and for all. To put an end to suffering. To put an end to suffering, we need to put an end to craving, to attachments. Even if we are attached to this kind of concept, wanting to be born in such place of existence, to be in heaven, that attachment itself is enough to bind us to this ground of samsara, and there is no salvation. There is no real salvation. Salvation in Buddhism means to get out of this cycle of birth and death. Now, maybe it does not mean very much to some of you, but as you go through more and more difficulties in life, then you begin to ponder. You begin to think, what is this life all about? And what is the meaning, what is the purpose of this life? What are we here for? Why are we here? Why are we born? This question will come up in your mind. It is upon that sincere search for an answer to this kind of question that will lead you out of the dilemma, lead you out of this rut of becoming. Because as long as we are born in this world, in one form or another, we have to grow old. Day by day, year by year, we grow old. We become sick. And one day we die too. And death is not the end of the story of man, not the end of our story. Because until such time that we are able to put an end to all cravings, all attachments, still we come back again in one form or another, depending upon our likes and dislikes, depending upon our karmic tendencies, upon what we have done in the past. Our past condition the present, and this present conditions the future. So, what is it that conditions? What is it that conditions our future and this present moment? Who is it that decides for us to do what, good or bad? We say we should be the masters of our destiny. What we have been in the past through our thoughts, speech and action, that we have built up the karmic tendencies, according to which we see happiness or sorrow here and now. The pain that we have to go through, the sufferings that we experience, they are the results of our thoughts, speech and action in the past, either in the immediate past or the remote past. The goodness, the happiness, the joy that one experiences is also the result of one's action, the result of one's good action, wholesome action, skillful action, the result of good karma. For who else can be responsible for our actions? When you are sick, when you become sick with headache and stomach ache, what do? When you go to the doctor and the doctor prescribes you with some medicine, and you have to take your own medicine in order to get relief or to be cured from the sickness. Nobody else can take your medicine for you. Is it possible? When you are sick and then I tell you, oh, I have great compassion for you, give me all your medicine, I'll swallow for you. Oh, is it possible? Then, what about this concept of salvation that say, they have certain slogans that say that, oh, our religious teacher died to save you. This is just a slogan, and a very emotional one. When they come to me with this kind of slogan, I tell them, my mother, who is kind, who is loving, who has kindness for me, she will not die. She will look after herself in order to protect me. In order to look after me. If you want to help another person, will you say that, oh, I die now, and so that I can help you? It's a different matter. In the process of practicing virtues, paramis, we have to see this, we have to understand these teachings in its proper perspective. From an understanding Buddhist, from the Buddhist teachings, we see that a person who is prepared to give his life for the welfare, for the happiness of others, he, at the most, we can reckon him as a bodhisattva. As one who strives for perfection, as one who practices his paramis, his perfections. A good person, no doubt about it. But the concept of saving people, when one dies, how can you save another person? How can you help another person? If you want to help a lot of persons, you must live long, and with wisdom and compassion, so that you can help more people. But if due to certain karma, one has to die early, then one should not justify. Let not the followers to justify the weakness of the teacher. And those who have such aspiration, they will continue from birth to continue to help others. This is how we should understand. But not to be taken in to such teachings, to such kind of emotional approach that you can be saved just by accepting, by believing in something. And as you yourself can see for yourself and experience, when you are sick, you have to take your own medicine. Nobody can take the medicine for you. And so the Buddhist concept of salvation is like this. The Buddha, who has awakened himself, has become fully enlightened through his own efforts, without following any teachings. He was able to enlighten himself. And he points out, when you come to listen to the teachings of the Buddha, to study and to practice the Dhamma, basically, you yourself have to practice the Dhamma. From what you listen, according, you can understand certain things, And what you are able to accept, what you're able to understand, you try to put that into practice. And when you put that into practice, you realize. And when you realize, then you have greater confidence in this teaching. So in this manner, with confidence, you will exert greater effort. It will condition greater energy, greater effort to strive on. Striving for what? Strive to overcome greed with liberality, overcome hatred with loving kindness, overcome delusion with wisdom. This is what we strive for. And who can help us in this striving? There are people who can help us in the sense that they can pave the way for us to have the opportunity. They can give us the inspiration. And this is what? When you come and participate in a Dhamma gathering of this nature, again and again, you build up fellowship in the Dhamma. You build up friendship in the Dhamma. And you inspire one another to practice the teachings and to realize to whatever extent that you are able to. So in this way, one is able to influence another. But can you make your friend practice what you have heard, what you accept, what you think is good? Can you tell your friend, practice this? And if he does not want to practice, can you force him to practice? You cannot. All you have to do is what you have heard, what you have understood about Buddhism so far. You can go back home and try to tell your parents, brothers, sisters, and see whether they will come or not. How many of you here are with your brothers and sisters and husbands, wife, and with children? Sometimes husband come, wife stays at home. Sometimes wife come, husband stay outside there. See? Sometimes children come, parents not so happy. Sometimes children come, parents not happy. Sometimes parents come, children don't want to come, refuse to come. So this is dependent on what? Dependent on the views that one holds, according to one's understanding. And we cannot push others. So how can we help in the sense of, saving, pulling you up? We only show the path. You can show the path. And the way to bring them to the Dhamma is by giving them inspiration. How do you give inspiration to them? To give them confidence so that they want to come. They want to follow you. Not merely by preaching. Not merely by giving them books after books. See, read this one. This is very good. That is very good. You recommend this, that. It is good if they are in the mood to read, if they are good readers, if they like reading. But more so, you can give the Dhamma, you can influence one another by your thoughts, by cherishing good thoughts in your mind, by having metta, karuna, loving kindness, compassion, by having good speech, kind speech, consoling others when the others are in trouble, and being polite to them, and physically by your actions. You are kind in your actions. You help others when they are in trouble, when they are in need. In this way, you help your parents to carry out their duties. And then they realize, last time when I asked you to do something, you grumble, you pull long face and so on. But now you volunteer to do things for me. Oh, what happened already? Then says, since I attended, Dhamma classes, every Sunday I come for the puja, this is what has made me so good. Oh, then your mother, your parents will think, so what is that puja about? Then she wants to know, that is how you can bring them to Dhamma. And parents also, on the one hand, instead of telling the children what to do, sometimes must have a little patience, understanding to listen to the children. Listen to them, what they have to say. Whether you accept it or not, never mind. But have an ear for them. And don't simply tell them, do this, do that. Command them. Because they too, in the process of growing up, they too have certain views, they hold certain views. And so, when with this understanding approach that parents have towards the children will observe a difference and see, how come parents now so liberal? Now they don't scold me already. I don't want to go to temple, they don't scold me. They bring back chocolate, they bring back what I want, all my delicacy, food. How come? Oh, now they are very good already. How come they are so good? Then they will realize the changes that have gone through. In fact, I have seen for myself, time and again, how when children come to the temple to listen to the Dhamma, then when they begin to grow with the Dhamma, naturally when you listen, if not 100% come into your mind, at least 10%, if not 5%, if not 1% also will do. When this enters your mind, when you listen something, then you want to know, you want to understand what it is all about. When you understand, having understood the concept, then the next step you will ask in your mind, what can I do? How can I practice this? This is a natural sequence of how we grow in the Dhamma. First we come. Yesterday somebody asked me this question. What is the use of having Vesak celebration and decorations and processions and so on? What is the use of having ceremonies, rites and rituals? Well, certain rites, certain rituals are necessary. Certain festivals, certain traditions, certain celebrations, ceremonies are necessary. Not for everybody, but for some people. Because they serve as a means of non-formal or informal means of education. Education does not stop, does not only mean education that you receive a formal education in school and in university. People who do not go to school, people who do not know how to read or write, can also learn many things. That is why when they come and they see a certain festival, they are attracted by the lights, they are attracted by the decorations. That's what attracts people, to come, like a paradise, And then they come. Then when they come, they ask the question, what is that? What is this? This is how they begin to learn. By questioning, they begin to learn. And then when they start learning, they start understanding this, then they say, what can I do now? There you are, you can go in there, you can buy these books, you can do so many things. So this is how they can become involved in the Dhamma. So certain traditions, certain festivals, certain ceremonies are there to bring people in. But those of you who have already come in and you have some understanding of the real teachings of the Buddha, the Dhamma, then these other things may not be necessary. The religious props, the frills outside may not be necessary for you, but it is necessary for others who have not come. And if you think how you have come to the temple, how you have come to learn so many things, also you can trace to the first step, how you attend certain ceremonies, certain functions, certain Vesak celebration, procession, and so on. So, having come, having graduated from that step, then you pave the way for others to come. Meanwhile, you should go further in the Dhamma. You should try to practice the higher values of life. And because when you come to temple, naturally you hear, when you join Buddhist organizations, naturally there may be conflicts, there may be various kinds of troubles, various kinds of problems. You should not expect, Buddhist organization, that means all the members must be arahants or bodhisattvas. And this is what many people think. And that is why when they attend meetings and when they start having some problems, some conflicts, some misunderstanding, then they say, is this what Buddhism is all about? No, that is not Buddhism. That is what you call organization. That is organizational problems. That is not Buddhism. So, but you should use Buddhist values to overcome this kind of organizational problems, this kind of conflict. The conflict of views, of opinions. Different people have different opinions, different people see different ways of doing things. So when you are aware of this and learn how to give up, giving up not only giving up of material things, important to give up your views also. Try to give up your views and see. Sometimes you think this is the way, but so many other people think that's not the way. Let them try it and do. They may be able to do it also. So you should not chicken out and say, in that case, I resign, I go out. No. Use the Dhamma to practice. Practice the Dhamma of patience, tolerance, understanding. In this way, you will be able to grow in the Dhamma. You will be able to use organization and joining the Buddhist organization and use it as a stepping stone for you to develop the Dhamma. Give you the opportunity to practice patience. Otherwise, no opportunity. And at home is a different opportunity to practice patience with children, with parents and brothers and sisters. Everywhere you go, you will have opportunity to practice if you see it. And if your mind can confront, one should not be afraid to confront problems, obstacles in life. It is in the process of confronting these problems, these obstacles, that one can grow. If there are no obstacles, if there are no problems, there are no conflicts, then a good action cannot ripen. Merit is not born without obstacles. So, whatever obstacles there are, whether great or small, strengthen your mind to confront these obstacles with calmness, with wisdom. Then overcome this obstacle. This is how you will be able to develop your wisdom mind. Of course, when you overcome one obstacle, more obstacle will come to you. This is what you call Mara. You know Mara? Some of you have heard what Mara is about. The challenger, he comes to challenge you. Your defilements too challenge you. And it is in the process of taking up this challenge to overcome little by little, little by little. Who else can help you to overcome your greed, your hatred and delusion? If you don't want to give, if you don't want to share what you have with others, who can force you? Can somebody force you to give? They can persuade you to give. They can encourage you to give. When you give, they can praise you. They can put your name, big name somewhere. These are all means to encourage you to do good. But they cannot force you to give. And even if you don't want to give 1 cent also for donation, nobody can force you. People can persuade. So this is where it is by the process of persuasion, by process of encouragement, through skillful ways, skillful means, that you be able to pave the way for another to do good. And that is why understanding parents who want to teach generosity, liberality with their children, I have seen how parents, always when they come to temple, when they go anywhere, to do charity, they will give them something to give, to put in donation box to give. This is the way how they teach the little one to receive and to give. Otherwise, it is the natural tendency for the little children to grow up to become very possessive. You know what possessive is? Possessiveness is at a certain age, when they start growing, when they can handle things already, then it is the parents that are responsible to teach them. This is your cup, right? And this is your spoon, this is your plate. Not only that, they put the name there, they engrave the name there. See? Very happy. So from this time onwards begin the concept of I and mine, the concept of self, I, mine, the ego is built up. And so from that time it grows up. Oh, very big the ego becomes. This is mine. So much so that if the brother or sister happen to touch it, she cries and says, don't touch my cup. You all experience this thing. Some of you still behave in this manner. The I and the mine. So if we understand the process of bringing up, understand Dhamma, we must parallelly. It is important to give them some sense of identity, some sense of belonging, so that they can look after. It has been done with good intention to teach them to make use of one thing and look after certain thing. But on the other hand, it is important not to allow them to cling, to become over-possessive so much, otherwise they will suffer from that. So, whilst on the one hand we teach them, then on the other hand we must know how to pave the way for them to give up so that their mind can be balanced. Something they take and they give. This is how we can influence one another. And in this sense, we use the word, we can save them from suffering by paving the way for them little by little to grow up with wisdom, with virtues. So, the Buddhist concept of a savior, the Buddha saves, it is true, we can use this term. How does the Buddha save you? Through his teachings, through the Dhamma. And I think one of the best songs you sing is the Jayamangala Gata, Bahung Saha Samabini. And so next time, every time your mind is in utter despair, do not know what to do. And if you like to sing song, then sing this song. And then recall to mind, because this song is very meaningful. It outlines, it tells us how the Buddha overcome various threats, various problems, various accusations, blames, even though he was fully enlightened, fully awakened teacher. He has perfected many virtues, full of wisdom and compassion, yet he was not free from blame, yet he was not free from accusation, from threat, from dangers. People wanted. It outlines, it tells us how the Buddha overcome various threats, various problems, various accusations, blames, even though he was fully enlightened, fully awakened teacher. He has perfected many virtues, full of wisdom and compassion, yet he was not free from blame, yet he was not free from accusation, from threat, from dangers. People wanted to kill him. His own cousin wanted to kill him, Devadatta. But because of his parami, he cannot succumb, he will not die, he will not be killed by others because of the perfections that he has practiced. So this is what the Buddha, because of his perfection, he has opportunity to live a ripe old age and die naturally. Although some people say he died of poison and so on, but 3 months before he took that meal, the last meal, he had already announced to all his disciples and said, the time has come for me to leave my body. And he had said, he has made this announcement 3 months before he took that so-called poison, some people think. And no one can really poison, can kill the Buddha because of his perfections, because of his paramis. And so the Buddha, through these perfections, the Buddha was able to determine whatever problem that arises. Buddha makes use of his paramis, makes use of his perfection to overcome. You know the story, the first verse of Bahum Sahasa, Jayamangla Gata, when Mara came to challenge, Devaputta Mara came to challenge the Buddha just before his enlightenment. Mara came with that elephant, charged, 1,000 arms, 1,000 weapons, with arrows and spears, charging Buddha, and with his armies, try to frighten the Buddha. They could not do that. And since Mara could not do this, then Mara challenged the Buddha and asked the Buddha, what right have you got to sit down here? You see, somebody challenged you, frightened them. And so much Mara has done so many things to frighten the Buddha, even the Devas also became frightened. Devas also ran away. So the Buddha was left alone. And Mara challenged him and said that, what right have you got to sit here? Then the Buddha said, it is to my perfection. He said, who knows? Who knows what perfection you have done? Who is your witness? What is your witness? Now all beings are not there now. Even the good beings are not there. So, who is there to witness? You see the Buddha, the Buddha image where the Buddha put his hand down. One hand the Buddha put down in that posture and point to the earth. Buddha said, let the earth bear witness to what I have done. By this truth, let this earth bear witness. This truth, just this truth that he uttered, through this truth, the earth shook. And thunder, lightning, the earth shook. And Mara got scared and ran away, and all his army defeated. And that is how the power of truth. Sometimes you think, like fairy tale like this, Truth is very powerful, the Dhamma. When you practice virtues, certain virtues, more and more, you can try this. And in fact, this is the way how an understanding Buddhist will pray. A Buddhist does not pray for salvation. You know? You don't pray to the Buddha and say, oh Buddha, please save me. We don't pray to the Devas for salvation. Devas, please help me attain Nibbana. I have to do a lot of work, I have a lot of responsibilities. Please help me quickly attain Nibbana. And the Devas, certain Devas can help you, can pave the way for you. The Buddha shows you the path, but you have to make your own determination. So when you have virtues, when you practice virtues, goodness, then you can use this goodness to determine. This is what you call making aspiration, adhisthana. Making aspiration, making certain wish. And this is how a Buddhist prays, in the real sense of the word praying. You come to perform certain meritorious actions by showing your reverence to the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha, by whatever offerings that you offer, and then by renewing the precepts, determining to lead a good life, to avoid evil, do good, and to purify your mind. These are all good actions. They are merits. Merits in the sense, they are good actions in the sense that they help to purify your mind, they cleanse your mind, they make you happy. And when your mind is happy, then you are able to concentrate. So do not just do good and you are happy, and after that laugh, and then go out and thought, see, I have done so much good. And then someone came and says, around says, I did more things than you. You just came just now. For 10 years I've been here. Now you're not happy anymore. And so you see how happiness come and go. So when your mind is happy, after having performed good action, you must know what to do with it. Calm down your mind, concentrate, and make determination, aspiration. And this is how it will lead you to success. It will lead you to higher values of life. It will lead you to grow spiritually. The Buddha says, when you do good, you will receive good results. Whether you like it or not, you will get it. But for you to develop for your salvation, for liberation, liberation is not possible unless you determine the course of your life, making firm aspirations. When you have this thought in your mind, when you do some good actions and you think, you calm down your mind and you think, Nibbana Pacayo Hotu. You say, by these good actions may I attain the bliss of Nibbana. Never mind, you may not know what Nibbana is about, never mind. Just say that to your mind again and again, never mind. I also have said that many times when I did not know what it was all about. But one day you will know, or one day you will know what it is all about. Because you say it again and again, you say, how come I say I want this Nibbana? What is Nibbana about? Then you will learn what it is about. And then after learning, you say, how to attain it? This is the way. The Buddha has shown this way. That is the way. And because you have made this kind of aspiration very strongly in your mind, after having done good action, when your mind is happy, when you can concentrate, when you make this aspiration, the karma becomes very strong. Because the thought that you cherish in your mind, a concentrated state of mind, it's a strong thought, it's a strong karma. And with that strong karma, when the strong karma ripens, it naturally paves the way for you to have the bliss, to realize the goal. So must make determination. But some of you think, not ready to attain Nibbana yet because, children not grown up yet and have to wait for them and parents are there, I cannot attain Nibbana yet. Who says so? And so never mind. So some people, they want to enjoy life some more. And they say, not enough money to do good. So you can give whatever little that you have, you can share others. And then you make determination. Determine, by this meritorious action, may I have the opportunity to do more good. To practice and to do more good. So that I can grow spiritually. So in this lifetime, by that action, you can, it will pave the way for you to become successful here in this life itself. And then after that, and if you have not done very much to purify your mind, then you think, now, do not know whether I can finish overcoming my greed and hatred and delusion. So if you think, not much time left, so you have make aspiration, if I don't attain the Nibbana in this lifetime, at least may I have opportunity to have good birth, to be born in good plane of existence, that I may have the opportunity to practice the Dhamma, to continue my practice in the Dhamma. But those of you who have already got confidence in the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, and who are prepared to leave everything behind, I think Nibbana Pachehotu, that may I attain the bliss of Nibbana, so that you can give up the lesser happiness to have greater happiness. So because don't think that Nibbana is so difficult. When your mind is free from greed, free from hatred, free from delusion, you can experience even the momentary bliss, happiness. It's only how you expand that the momentary joy, the bliss, you can expand that longer and longer and longer. And if you want to put an end to all restlessness or suffering, then you need to overcome the roots of all unwholesome actions like greed, hatred and delusion. So really the practice of Dhamma, in order to attain one's final goal, salvation, we must know, we must avoid evil and do good. By avoiding evil, then we will begin to see less and less of suffering. By doing good, we will have more and more happiness. When we have more happiness, our mind will become stronger. When the mind is peaceful, mind can concentrate. When the mind can concentrate, we will be able to contemplate, to reflect, and to analyze things properly, and we'll be able to see the true nature of our life. Seeing the true nature of our life, we will see that everything in this world is subject to change, anicca. Everything that is changing is unsatisfactory. This body is changing all the time. Sometimes ache here, sometimes ache there, ache everywhere. Sit down long time also aching here, aching there, everywhere. And you have been changing, some of you have been changing your posture, still aching. No matter what posture you change, no matter what act you take, still the ache will come. Right? How to overcome this stress, how to overcome this tension. Actually, the Buddha gave his salvation by sitting only, No need to go far. No need to go India, no need to go other places, by sitting only. The problem is to find a suitable place to sit for a long time so that people don't ask us to wake up. And here, when I sit for some time, people come and telephone call. If I don't go down to receive telephone, people will misunderstand. If I don't come down to eat, people will misunderstand. They say they come and bring so much food, cook for you, and you don't want to eat also. So people misunderstand. That is why the Buddha said, if you want to practice seriously, the Buddha's advice, aranyagato va, rukkamulagato va, sanyagaragato va. Buddha say, go to the forest, go to lonely places where people don't disturb you. Monkeys and what you call elephants and snakes can disturb you, never mind. But they don't ask you to wake up. You sit down, they say, you can sit down. You don't want to eat, never mind, don't eat, they won't disturb you. Like that. So, next time, if you, when you are ready, you like to come, sit down, I will find proper place. Now I go and find suitable places where I can sit down long time. No need to get up. And no need to give misunderstanding to others. So, it is good if you can sit at home also. You cannot sit for so long. Sit for short time. Because if you sit too long, husband will get angry, wife will get angry, children will, bang, want to eat, stomach hungry. So, have to sit for a short time, little while. Now also, we should sit for a short while also. A little longer, a bit more. Otherwise, more bell will hit. So, let us sit for a little while and round up this session by having calmness, by developing mindfulness and concentration, and so that you can make firm determination to attain your salvation, to free your mind from all sufferings here and now, paving the way for you to overcome all suffering. So let us sit for a little while, keeping your body in an upright position. You can close your eyes or half close your eyes. Just relax your body, feel your whole body relax. Take a few deep breaths, breathe in and breathe out. As you breathe in and out, free your mind from all thoughts, whatever things that has happened during the day, whatever things happened in the past, free your mind from thoughts of the past. Also, free your mind, whatever plans you have for the day and for the future. Also, free your mind from thoughts of the future. Just observe the present by keeping your attention on the breath, breathing in, breathing out normally. Those of you who have been practicing on rising and falling of your abdomen, you can observe the rise and fall of the abdomen. Others can just observe your breath as you breathe in and breathe out normally. You can feel the breath moving in and out around your nostrils. And try to focus your attention around the tip of your nostrils. As you breathe in, mentally note Bud. Breathing out, mentally note Do. Bud. Buddha in your mind as you breathe in and breathe out. The word Buddha or Buddha means to be awakened, to have understanding, and to be in a state of bliss. So awaken yourself, keep your mind alert and be wide awake as you breathe in and breathe out. Just observe the breath as you breathe in and breathe out normally. Any thoughts, any distraction that arises, as soon as you become aware, mindfully return your attention to your breath. Keep your attention on the breath. Breathing in, you can mentally note Bo. Breathing out, mentally note Do. Bo. Do. Keep your attention on the breath. You will now bring your attention to your body, keeping your body in an upright position. Breathe in, breathe out normally. As you breathe in and out, just relax the body. Feel the whole body relax. From the top of your head right down to the tip of your toes. Just relax your body. That may this body be free from ill health, free from suffering. May it experience calm and peace. May this whole body be free from ill health, free from suffering. May it experience calm and peace. In the same manner, you will recall to mind all your religious teachers, if you have any, wherever they may be, that may all your religious teachers, may they too be free from ill health, free from sufferings. May they have calm and peace. May all our religious teachers be well and happy. Also recall to mind of your parents, mother and father, all those who are living wherever they are now, that may all your parents be free from ill health, free from suffering. May they have calm and peace. May all our parents be well and happy. In the same manner, extend your thoughts of loving kindness to all your brothers and sisters and all the other members of your family, relatives and friends, whoever that comes to your mind. May they all be free from ill health, free from suffering, free from harm and danger. May they be well. May they be happy. Now as you breathe in and breathe out normally, just radiate your thoughts of loving kindness all around you, above, below, and all around you, covering all the directions, filling this whole hall with your thoughts of loving kindness, that all who are gathered here, known or unknown to you, seen or unseen, may all be free from ill health, free from sufferings. May all experience calm and peace. Going beyond the confines of this hall to the whole temple premises, all the surrounding areas, to as far as your mental vibrations can reach, covering the whole federal territory and the whole country and beyond, that may all beings, known or unknown to us, seen or unseen, all that resides in the air, in the open space, on land, in the waters, may they be well, may they be happy, may they be free from ill health, free from sufferings, free from harm and danger. May all be well and happy. Spend a few minutes as you breathe in and out. Just radiate your thoughts of loving kindness in all the directions, that may all beings be well and happy. All beings be well and happy. Bhante Sabba Mangalang Rakhantu Sabba Devata Sabba Buddhanubhavena Sada Sutti Bhavantu Te Bhatu Sabba Mangalang Rakhantu Sabba Devata Sabba Dhammanubhavena Sada Sutti Bhavantu Te Bhatu Sabba Mangalang Rakhantu Sabba Devata Sabba Sanghanubhavena Sada Sutti Bhavantu Te. May all be well and happy. Now slowly return your attention to your body. Taking a few deep breaths, breathe in, breathe out normally. Take a few deep breaths. And as you breathe in and out, slowly open your eyes. Be wide awake, calm and peaceful. Maintain your calm and peaceful. And you can determine in your mind that all the good actions that you have done individually, collectively, that by all the meritorious actions performed, may you be able to overcome whatever obstacles, whatever sufferings, whatever illness that you are afflicted with. May you be able to overcome them and pave the way for you to realize the bliss of Nibbana, and also that you may grow in wisdom and compassion and be able to help all others who come this way. May you all have long and happy life. Yes, so now you can mindfully get up and be wide awake, and relax yourselves mindfully, keeping the calmness, keeping the silence, the calmness of mind within you. Although your body can move, and although you can see many things around you, you can hear, you can become aware of things, but try to keep your mind at peace. So if you can experience, you experience this calmness, this quietness, the peace of mind, and try to multiply this time from 5-10 minutes to 20-30 minutes, and then keep on multiplying. When your mind, close your eyes, your mind is calm and peaceful. Open your eyes too, try to be calm and peaceful. Don't only open your eyes, then no more, peace escape, run away already. Keep the peace within you. And then determine, little by little, every day, make determination to, when you get up in the morning, before you sleep, try to make determination that I will avoid evil, I will do good and purify my mind. Very simple things, but every day if you can try to avoid a little evil things, like what? Like your anger, greed, jealousy, envy. If you observe these things, try to overcome little bit, avoid them. Then you can avoid greed by giving. Where there's stinginess in your mind, overcome the stinginess by giving quickly. Don't hover, tomorrow I will give. Today you can give. And then give, avoid hatred by practicing loving kindness to all. Free your mind from anger. Wish all beings be happy. Overcome delusion by the practice of wisdom, insight, to develop calmness and insight. And this is how you can overcome delusion. And then do more good actions. Do not allow the time to pass away without doing any good things. Whatever good that you can do. But above all, remember, no matter what good you want to do for others, do not forget to do good for yourself too. So that unless you have goodness in you, unless you have the peace of mind within you, it is difficult for you to give others to. So try, while giving others, also try to develop your mind, avoiding evil, doing good, purifying your mind, little by little. Don't have that strong craving that, I want to attain Nibbana this lifetime. or at least I want to become Sotapan in this lifetime. Good to have this aspiration, good to have this determination, this aspiration. But whether you can become, whether you become in this lifetime or not, never mind. Otherwise, a lot of suffering. When you want to determine, you cannot go out, you want to, and all kinds of obstacles there. And then you get disappointed. So make determination and work up slowly, little by little. And every time have good thoughts in your mind. Cherish metta, loving kindness, karuna, compassion. Metta is to wish others happy, all beings be happy. Karuna is to wish all beings be free from suffering. Mudita is to have sympathetic joy or appreciative joy. When you see people prosperous, when you see people well-to-do, people are successful, wish them success, do not envy them. This is how you can overcome envy and jealousies. Then maintain equanimity in your mind. No matter how much you try to help other people, you have metta, you have karuna towards others, you will see that no matter how much sometimes you try to help others, people still continue to suffer. And do not have sorrow in your mind. When your mind is disturbed, contemplate on upekkha, equanimity. Establish equanimity in your mind by thinking that every being is responsible for their actions, good or bad actions. We come in this world with our good and bad karma. When we die, we don't take anything along with us too. Everything that we have acquired, our wealth, our property, the husband, the wife, the children, the parents, they are only temporary refuge. Your house, your cars, all these are temporary refuge. They give you some joy, they are not permanent refuge. The real refuge is in the self, is oneself, is in one's action, good and bad actions. That will become your real refuge. Who else can be the real refuge? So determine to avoid evil, do good every day, and purify your mind. Just as you clean your body, also spend some time to clean your mind. So I wish you all that you will continue to do good actions and continue and make determination. And by the blessing of the Buddha, by the great virtues, the qualities of the Buddha, the Dhamma and the Sangha, may you be able to fulfill whatever aspirations that you have, whatever obstacles, whatever problems, whatever sufferings, whatever sicknesses that you are afflicted with, may you be able to be free from such sufferings. May you be able to attain the bliss of Nibbana. Good health and peace, Lord. Bhatu Sappa Mangalang Rakkantu Sappa Devata Sabba Buddhanubhavena Sada Soti Bhavantu Te Bhatu Sappa Mangalang Rakkantu Sappa Devata Sabba Dhammanubhavena Sada Soti Bhavantu Te Bhavatu Sappa Mangalang Rakkantu Sappa Devata Sabba Sanghanubhavena Sada Soti Bhavantu Te. May all be well and happy. Now slowly return your attention to your body. Taking a few deep breaths, breathe in, breathe out normally. Take a few deep breaths. And as you breathe in and out, slowly open your eyes. Be wide awake, calm and peaceful. Maintain your calm and peaceful. And you can determine in your mind that all the good actions that you have done individually, collectively, that by all the meritorious actions performed, may you be able to overcome whatever obstacles, whatever sufferings, whatever illness that you are afflicted with. May you be able to overcome them and pave the way for you to realize the bliss of Nibbana, and also that you may grow in wisdom and compassion and be able to help all others who come this way. May you all have long and happy life. Yes, so now you can mindfully get up and be wide awake, and relax yourselves mindfully, keeping the calmness, keeping the silence, the calmness of mind within you. Although your body can move, and although you can see many things around you, you can hear, you can become aware of things, but try to keep your mind at peace. So if you can experience, you experience this calmness, this quietness, the peace of mind, and try to multiply this time from 5-10 minutes to 20-30 minutes, and then keep on multiplying. When your mind, close your eyes, your mind is calm and peaceful. Open your eyes too, try to be calm and peaceful. Don't only open your eyes, then no more, peace escape, run away already. Keep the peace within you. And then determine, little by little, every day, make determination to, when you get up in the morning, before you sleep, try to make determination that I will avoid evil, I will do good and purify my mind. Very simple things, but every day if you can try to avoid a little evil things, like what? Like your anger, greed, jealousy, envy. If you observe these things, try to overcome little bit, avoid them. Then you can avoid greed by giving. Where there's stinginess in your mind, overcome the stinginess by giving quickly. Don't harbor, tomorrow I will give. Today you can give. And then give, avoid hatred by practicing loving kindness to all. Free your mind from anger. Wish all beings be happy. Overcome delusion by the practice of wisdom, insight, to develop calmness and insight. And this is how you can overcome delusion. And then do more good actions. Do not allow the time to pass away without doing any good things. Whatever good that you can do. But above all, remember, no matter what good you want to do for others, do not forget to do good for yourself too. So that unless you have goodness in you, unless you have the peace of mind within you, it is difficult for you to give others to. So try while giving others, also try to develop your mind, avoiding evil, doing good, purifying your mind, little by little. Don't have that strong craving that, oh, I want to attain Nibbana this lifetime, or at least I want to become Sotapan this lifetime. Good to have this aspiration, good to have this determination, this aspiration. But whether you can become, whether you become in this lifetime or not, never mind. Otherwise, a lot of suffering. When you want to determine, you cannot go out, you want to, and all kinds of obstacles there, and then you get disappointed. So make determination and work up slowly, little by little, and every time have good thoughts in your mind. Cherish metta, loving kindness, karuna, compassion. Metta is to wish others happy, all beings be happy. Karuna is to wish all beings be free from suffering. Mudita is to have sympathetic joy or appreciative joy. When you see people prosperous, when you see people well-to-do, people are successful, wish them success, do not envy them. This is how you can overcome envy and jealousies. Then maintain equanimity in your mind. No matter how much you try to help other people, you have metta, you have karuna towards others, you will see that no matter how much sometimes you try to help others, people still continue to suffer. And do not have sorrow in your mind. When your mind is disturbed, contemplate on upekkha, equanimity. Establish equanimity in your mind by thinking that every being is responsible for their actions, good or bad actions. We come in this world with our good and bad karma. When we die, we don't take anything along with us too. Everything that we have acquired, our wealth, our property, the husband, the wife, the children, the parents, they are only temporary refuge. Your house, your cars, all these are temporary refuge. They give you some joy, they are not permanent refuge. The real refuge is in the self, is oneself, is in one's action, good and bad actions. That will become your real refuge